Hello, and welcome to a viewer-submitted Sudoku. It's been a little while since you've seen my face. I promise the facial hair here is not a permanent fixture. It is a sign of my sloth, and that is all. Um, but I will be shaving. I'm going to be flying out later today for a wedding, which you would know because you watched the Daily Gas from October 30th, right? You watched that video? Jokes aside here, it's great to see a puzzle from Tyson again. It's called I Love Sandwich and Other Sudokus by Tyson Price. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Clues outside the grid tell you the sum of the digits that are sandwiched between the ones and the nines. Digits in cages sum to the total given at the top left corner of the cage. Digits do not repeat within a cage. So what does that mean? Well, here is our sandwich and killer Sudoku. If you can't tell, Tyson loves sandwiches. And these are going to guide us through this puzzle today because what we are looking for is in a given row or column, these clues outside the grid will tell us what the sum of the digits are sandwiched between the ones and the nines. So for example, if I place a 1 here and a 9 here, these two cells would have to sum to 7. If this was 2 and 6, this would just not be a valid way to fill out this column. Whereas 2 and 5 would be, or 3 and 4. Or we even could just have 179, or it could be 971. As long as it doesn't really matter the order of the 9 and the 1, as long as the sum of the digits between them is the number indicated. And that's true for the rows as well. If I place 1 here and 9 here, that means that these three cells must sum to 17. Pretty straightforward, but obviously the application here can be a little bit more complicated. Now, the question is, what do we do with that? Well, we have our killer cages at the same time. So digits in cages will sum to that total in the top left corner of the cage without repeats. So even though this cell theoretically by Sudoku could be the same as this cell or even this cell, it's not allowed by our cage rules, and one wouldn't even like two ones wouldn't even work here because you'd need to sum to 22 in two digits, and I'm struggling to find a way to do that with just normal Sudoku rules. But yeah, so that's the considerations here today for all of these cages throughout the grid. Obviously, some of these have some more funky shapes than others, but yeah, it should be interesting. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done anything from Tyson. Not necessarily because he hasn't been sending me stuff, just because I haven't really been doing these types of videos, and I hope to find the time to do more of these because I enjoy it, and hopefully you guys do as well. So those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so I don't think I can do this without pencil marking. I'm just going to be perfectly frank. So we're going to look at things that we know right off the bat. So 17 is going to be 8, 9. It's a maximum. That is our option there. 30 is another maximum. 30 is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will have to be 8, 9, and this will have to be 6, 7. And actually, given that fact, I think we can actually place the order here, because if this was 9, you would have to sandwich a 3 in between the 1. So the 1 would have to go here, but that's just realistically not possible given this 6, 7 pair. So I think pretty easily we can place 8, 9 here. 9 will either be 6 with 3 or 2 with 7. Either way, this will be the 1 for us here, which actually immediately removes 1 from this cell and these cells, which I was using in my example. The next bit would be, it could be 1, 2, 9 here, or it could be 1, 2, 9 here. Can we do anything more concrete with that? Well, first of all, it's not good. That's not good pencil marking practice. This is the problem. I don't do puzzles where I pencil mark and then I forget how to pencil mark. It could be 9, and if it's 9, it would be 9, 5 to make 14. Otherwise, if it's 9 and 2, that's 11, we'd need to make 13 in two digits without using 9 and without using 8. Oh, okay, wait a second. Let's make sure this is quite clever here. Well, I say that. I'm the one who's solving this. 2, 9, right, is 11. Let's make sure. And this is 24, yes. So 2, 9. If this was 2 and this was 9, this would be 11. We would then need to make what? We would need to make 13 in two digits. What are our options for 13 in two digits? Well, one of them is 9, 4, which we can't do. Another one is 8, 5, which we cannot do. And the other option is 6, 7. And if this was a 6, 7 pair, then this would not be able to be 6, 7, like at all. So, as a result, we actually, I don't know how clean that was, but I like the way that logic played out. We know then that it has to be 1, 2, 9 in this direction with 5 here. We all know no matter what that the 2 will end up somewhere here. I didn't really talk about this, but 0 down here means the 1 and 9 are directly next to each other. And the other thing to consider is what is actually the maximum value for a sandwich clue? In the Daily Gas from October 30th, which I think when this is posting would have been posted about 12 hours ago, we were dealing with x sums, which had that maximum sum of 45 because a row and column will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, and the digits 1 to 9 once each sum to 45. Well, given that we cannot have 1 and 9 as part of the sandwich sum, the maximum sum for a sandwich sum in a row would be 35, 10 less than that, right? 1 plus 9, 10 less than that. So when I see like this 29 or this 28, for example, that immediately tells me we have some pretty large sandwich sums. Like here, from 29, I would have to remove 6. So I can only think of two ways to do that. It would be 2, 4. So we'd have like a 1, 9 with 2, 4, or 1, 9 with 2, 4, or 1, 9 with 2, 4. Or the other option would just be with 6, right? Because it can't be 1, 5 to make 6 outside of it. So you'd end up with like 1, 9 with 6 here, or obviously 1, 9 with 6 there. Why that's interesting for this puzzle here is that 6 is already used up in the 29. So I think what that has to mean then is 9, then 8, 6, 7 in some order. This will be 1 here, and we know that this is going to be a 2, 4 pair across. I think that's the only way that that works. Let me make sure. 6, yeah, sorry. I don't even know why I need to think about it that hard. Only option is 2, 4 or plainly 6. It cannot be plainly 6, so it must be 2, 4. Only option. Also 13, I'm now noticing this has to be 6, 7 as well. And that means that the 7 that goes here will have to be 5, 7. Because it can't be 6, 6 to make 12. Unless I'm doing that wrong, but I think the same logic that I had before with the 9, 8, right, with the 11 to make 13. How do I make 13? I think the only option is 6, 7. And again, 6 can't be part of the 12 cage. So there we go, very nicely. Is that interesting with 28? 28 is 7 less than that. So it's either 7 with 9, or this could also be, this could also be 2 with 9 here, with 5. So it'd be 5 and 2, and 1, 9. And then again, no matter how we fill this out, we'll satisfy that sum. And that's fine, because if 9 went here, this could just be the 1. And maybe that's what we need to think about. We need to make 40 in 7 digits. So we need 2 digits that sum to 5, which means we're either not including 1, 4, or we're not including 2, 3. Otherwise, the rest of the digits 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all going to be here, right? Let me just make sure. 7 digits, 2 less. So yeah, it has to be 1, 4, or 2, 3, which means we know guaranteed, and I'm going to just do lazy pencil marking here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Um, the easy bit is just removing this, removing 5 and 9 as options here. Additionally, removing 9 as an option here. Wow, actually, we know where 9 goes because we know 9 has to go either in this cell or this cell. If this was 9, then there would be nowhere for 9 to go in the 40 cage. And we know that 9 has to go in the 40 cage because without 9, just if we think about the other 8 digits, that only sums to 36. So we need 9 in there. And the only way that 9 is in there is if 9 is exactly here. I don't know why I removed 7 from here. Or 8. Don't ask questions. Which means this has to be 2. This is 5. This is 7. And actually that forces a 7 here. So we can remove 7 as an option here. Yeah, I think that was actually really sound logic. We get 9 here. No matter what, right? Whether 9 was here or here, we would have gotten 9 here. 1, 9 is 10, so it's either going to be 2, 8 or 4, 6. It cannot be 4, 6, so it must be 2, 8. That does place the 4 over here, of course. It does give us, what is that? 4 here. This will be 4. What was my consideration here for this? Yeah, it's either 2, 4, or it's just 6. Could it be 4, 2 with 1? It could be. It could also just be 6 with 1 here. Oh no, it can't be. Sorry. How could this... Oh my goodness. It's so obvious. How could this be 1? It can't be 1 because then you need to make 18 in 2 digits. But we already know if we maximize, we only get 17. So this could never be 1, which means this is going to be 1 here. And if this is 1 here, we know that we need to make 6 in 2 digits. And the only way that that works is if it's 4 and 2. And if it's 4 and 2, that means that the other digit that we're missing is going to be 1. So we actually can just like properly pencil mark this. This is going to be 178, where I guess obviously this cannot be 1. And this will be, oh, where does 5 go then? There we go. This has to be 5 then. And then 168, 168, 1678. Perfect. 4 digits in 4 cells. So then what do we need from the column still that we haven't placed? That would be 2. This will be from the set 178. Oh, but it can't be 7, right? Because we know that 7 has to go here. So 1 or 8, and whichever one of 1 or 8 goes here, the other one will by default go here. And this is now where we need to be considering our x sums, because this just has to be 1. Like, that's the only reasonable option. And as such, that means this is 1. We get that 7, 8, so this is 6. 6 and what makes 14? That will be 8. From the column, we are still missing 3. That is a 3 in the corner. 7, 8 leaves us with 6 here. Do we know the order? No. Either one will satisfy the 22 clue. I don't know if I'm really following the right path here, but 5, 2, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm just making sure 15, 7 is in fact 22, assuming I can do math, which sometimes I do struggle with, so that's not necessarily in jest. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. We know this can't be 2. Across, we're missing 5. And actually, we can now consider this because we weren't thinking about it before. Also, the 28. We have 1 and 9. Let's think about this real quick. Maybe we can resolve this. We need to make 16. We have 9, so how do you make that? You need 7. The only way that you can do that without using 4 for 3, 4, or 5 for 2, 5 has to be 1, 6, which immediately kind of restricts our options. It can't be 1, 5, so it must be 2, 3 with 9. We know that 9 has to grow in this direction. Oh no, but that's the thing. How do you make 8? The only way that that's possible is if this is 8. Only possible way I see. This will then have to be 9 and 4 to make 13. That means 5, 7 that we're missing is resolved nicely there. Now let's think about the 28. 28 is 7 less than 35. So how do you make 7 in 2 digits? Well, without using 4 um, or 1, it has to be 2, 5. So it has to be 5 with 2. We do get another 5, 7 pair. The 0 does give us that this is 9 here with the 1. Obviously the 2 gives us 3, 2, 5 gives us 7, 5. That gives us 7, 6. From the column we're missing 8. We can check this real quick. Yeah, 9, 8 plus 2, that's 17 and 2, so we are satisfied there. 9, 8 with something else, so we're going to make 17. It can't be 8, 9 to make 17, so it has to be 8 plus some value that sums to 9. It cannot be in 1 digit. It can't be in 2 digits because then one would go here, which means it has to happen in 3 digits, and the only way that works without 1 is 2, 3, 4. So we can pencil mark 2, 3, 4. Can we do better than that? Possibly 3, 4, 6. That is a chocolate teapot. This can't be 3, this can't be 4. From the column, though, we are missing 1. We still only need, because, yeah, of course, how do we satisfy that clue? I probably could come to these conclusions a little bit faster if I kept thinking about our sandwich. Obviously, we get another 3 in the corner, so a double 3 in the corner with this puzzle. Always nice to see. This 3, this 2, this 1. 2 means this is 7 to satisfy that sandwich. This will be 3 to satisfy that sandwich. This is 6. 5, 3, and 9 is 17. Also just 8 and 9. And one thing that we know about a 3-cell sum that is 24 is it has to be 7, 8, 9. That's one of our maximums, like 30, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 8 and 9, so this is going to be 7. Just different perspectives. You know, why make it easy when you can overcomplicate it, right? This is the only place for 2. We had that 3, 4 pair across. From the column, we still need... Oh, and look at that. Sorry, I'm realizing... Oh no, I already have the 9 accounted for. Don't mind me. 1, 9 here, though, does give us 7. 1, 7 is 8. We need 11 in 2 digits. If we're only missing 3, 5, and 6, it must be 3 here with a 5, 6 pair resolved in that way. This is 4 and 8. Across, we're missing 7. From the box, we need 4. 7 is 7, 8. Like I said, I could probably resolve these things a little bit more quickly, but clearly I am... there's a lot of different things to consider in this puzzle. 1, 9, right? How do we make that sum work? Well, it's just whatever digits we're missing, which is 5, 6. And from the box, if we... again, a couple ways to approach. The easiest is just saying we're missing 4 and 8. And we are done in 15 minutes and 45 seconds with I Love Sandwich and Other Sudokus by Tyson Price. I will create a new solution or new link with my solution there. But yeah, fun puzzle. Hopefully you enjoyed. And as always, thank you for watching.